Shalom, first and foremost, I want to give our honor, our praise, our glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rechakwadash, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shai, the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I'd like to say to water, thank you to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, for the Rechakwadash. The Rechakwadash is the Holy Spirit, all right, which is the driving force behind these lessons. I just want to go into, real quick, something, kind of came on my spirit, all right, how us, brethren and sister that's in the know and everybody, we're living in Rome 2.0, all right, which is Babylon the Great, all right, because here in America, aka Babylon the Great, it's the same thing as what they was doing in ancient Rome, because this is Rome 2.0. This is that something that little horn that's part of the beast, all right, and I'm gonna get that, okay, because you got the same things going on now that you got going on in ancient Rome. One thing we got that constantly goes on in Babylon the Great is with the bread and circus, the gladiator wars, the sporting events, okay, throughout all the mist, all the chaos, all the madness that goes on in Babylon the Great. They always uphold and keep, all right, on the weekends or whatever, their bread and circus going no matter what. And the same thing that they was doing in ancient Rome. And who do they use to do it? The Israelites, the same thing that they doing now. All right, so, tonight you got the, the big fight, Canelo and Crawford, and who they using to entertain the people, okay, throughout all the chaos and all the madness. All right, you see all the madness going on this week with the unaliving of the dude on the TV live, okay? You see the wars and rumors of wars and things going on in the Middle East, the shots being fired over there, okay? But through all that, they still, Esau Edom still keeps the bread and circus going on to try to lure and rock the people to keep them distracted from the things that's really going on. Like I said, they use Jacob to do it. You got the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, all right? The best of the best. All right, so I just wanted to harp on that. That came to my spirit. So let's get these precepts. Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. So everything that's going on now in the world has been going on, since the beginning of time and other times. Okay, just like now with all the bread and circus, with the downfall of the society, with the economy crashing, stock crashing, the economy crashing, the inflation, the wars and rumors of wars, the love of the people waxing worse, okay? With all the madness going on, they still got their gladiator affairs and all that, just as they did in ancient times, in ancient Rome, because this is what Rome 2.0. We are living, all right, in Rome 2.0, all right? This is Revelation 13:11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right, and this is our forefathers seeing the vision, all right, of the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, and he started seeing another beast, all right, that came up out of the earth, and this part of the beast represents what? Babylon the Great, America. All right, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, representing what? Their political affairs, how they do with their political parties, and he spake as a dragon. All right, and that's what their draconian laws and all that they're going to come down with, and that they do come down with. All right. Verse 12, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him. And that's what Babylon the Great is doing, all right? America is doing, exercising that part of the beast of what? The Roman Empire, all right? They got what? The gladiator wars, the infrastructure, the buildings, okay? They got everything we do in Babylon the Great is basically modeled after what? The Roman Empire, man. And I'm going to get some little examples of that. It's Revelation 13:12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them to dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. All right, and that's speaking of what? Rome, man. All right, that Edomite power structure of that time. That's who Deadly Wound was healed, because they got taken down by Jake in the time of so-called Dark Ages, but they rose back to power in what? The Renaissance era. All right. It says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them to dwell to worship the first beast, who Deadly Wound was healed. And how is the whole earth worshiping the beast? All right, because what, the whole earth follow after America, right? And what does America follow after? The damn Roman way. All right, let's get some examples of that. All right, let's get to the dollar bill. Okay, I got some little pictures and stuff. You got your dollar bill. This is the American dollar bill. And what's on the back of the dollar bill? Latin. Okay? And let's see about Latin. And I put what does the Latin dollar bill mean? It says the Latin on the U.S. dollar bill appears on the Great Seal and has 3 phases. Annuit copitis means providence. Okay? But what? It's Latin. Okay? That's Latin on the back of the dollar bill, right? These are Latin phrases, okay? All right, Latin phrases. Then I went to what language did they speak in ancient Rome? It says the main language spoken in ancient Rome was Latin. Okay, so that's how we are worshiping the beast. They have people worshiping the beast before, and people are the 2/3 are consumed and engulfed in the ways of Babylon the Great, and so they are engulfed in the ways of the beast. All right, whose Deadly Wound was healed, which is the Roman Empire, man. Cause look at your dollar bill got Latin on it, okay, and that what language was spoken in Rome. What you got? Your ambulance. All right, this is the sign for the ambulance, the Star of Life. All right, and this is a Greek symbol, but there's still that Edomite infrastructure. It started with the Greeks, then it became the Romans. That's who became in power. Same snake, different head, man. It says, what is the little thing to show us Greek? It says this is your ambulance sign, and that's what on your ambulance trucks who come that travel in America. Showing you that this is the Roman, Greco-Roman, Babylonian, all these ancient empires wrapped in one, and that's why the Lord gonna come destroy this place and have a place where dwelleth righteousness and not the wickedness of these ancient empires. It says the serpent and the staff represents the staff of Asclepius, the ancient Greek physician and god of medicine. See, everything is Greek and Greco-Roman around here in Babylon the Great. Look at the infrastructures. Look at the school system. You got to learn Roman numerals. When you want to study law, you got to learn the Latin, right? The dollar bill got Latin on it, right? This is their worship, the image, all right, of the beast. And that's why it says here in Revelation that he caused the earth to dwell to worship the beast who Deadly Wound was here. Okay, let me go back up in here Revelation real quick. Put my point about that beast. All right. This is Revelation 13:2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet like was sliking. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him power and his seat and great authority. This is what that beast that our forefather John saw, right? Represent what that Edomite power structure, that leopard, okay, representing that Greco-Roman Empire. And right here, when it's speaking about that bear and the lion, it's speaking about that power of the beast and stuff. All right, and the dragon, all right, that goes into what the Roman, that Roman Empire. That's what gave that beast authority. So that Roman Empire is what gave that Edomite power hold his edge. That Edomite power hold its global takeover. When the Romans came in power, Esau been in power ever since. Okay, so that dragon, right? And it says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. All right, so it says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. That's when Jake took down, all right, them damn Romans. And Jake had what their thing, the Holy Roman Empire, okay, during that time. But then Esau came back in time in power during the Renaissance era. So that's that Roman Empire that came, whose deadly wound was here. And now their deadly wound was here, and now they're in power, but they about to be taken back out of power. All right. Let's get some more scriptures real quick. It's Daniel 7:7. And this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It's speaking what about that Roman Empire, right? It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped and residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Yeah, and this is speaking how the Roman Empire was different from all the other Edomite little power structures, okay? Because they came up with that 2 parts of the Senate, that Flavian and Patrician. And now what? America is doing the same thing with that Democrat Republic, right? In this verse 8, it says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. All right, so you see how that Roman Empire and that Babylon the Great, that American Empire is connected. That's where it came from. All right. Because that's what this is talking about. I considered the horns, and beheld there came up among them another little horn, speaking about America, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. Okay. And it says, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up, because America came in power because they took out that Spain, French, and that England, okay, that British war, and that's how America came about, right? That's how America became the top power out of all the, Edomite strongholds, or they was in cahoots together. That's who had this land first, basically, the Spain, the French, and the British, okay? All right, so I'm going to go over this again. It's Daniel 7:8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, speaking about America, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. So before America, all right, the Spanish, the French, and the British had control all this. That's why it was what the Louisiana Purchase from who, the French or whatever, okay? You had the Spanish-American Wars, okay? And the British Wars, okay? So the Lord spoke about, had our forefathers prophesy about how a place which we are in now, Babylon the Great, aka America, will be in resemblance and be like unto the Roman Empire. That's how we know this is America, and that's how we know this is the place that's destined for the destruction that's written about in the scriptures. Okay? Yeah, let's keep on going real quick. Just want to bring that out, man, because throughout all the myths, all the hell that's going on in Babylon the Great, they key is always an event, always a sporting event, fighting event. It's always something. When it should just be a damn break. They just need to shut America down for a month. Everybody stay home, damn recuperate, man. But no, America just keep the bread and circus going. It says bread and circus. I've typed in Roman circus, Rome, bread and circus. It says bread and circuses is the English translation of the Latin phrase panem et circus, coined by the Roman satirist. All right. It says the Roman government strategy of placing the public with free food and grand public spectacles like gladiator games and chariot races. And this week, what do you have? You have gladiator games. Every weekend, just a football game, basketball game, boxing match, UFC match, hockey, baseball, different gladiator games. To what? It says this strategy aims to keep the populace content, pacified, and distracted from engaging in civic duties, political discourse, or questioning the ruling of power. Okay? Which many saw as a symptom of Rome's declining civic virtue and the loss of the republic. All right, so that's what they do to keep you distracted, keep from what's going on. All right, questioning the rule of power, keep you on that hustle and bustle, have a kind of decent time on the weekend, and get ready to catch hell on your Monday through Friday hustle and bustle. Okay? But the hopeful elect on point, see the play, knows what's going on, has departed from this place, know the games that Esau play. So what we focused and locked in on the kingdom, even if, we check out a fight or whatever, we still know what Esau doing, know we're in Rome, know what's going on. It's Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Yeah, that's why we have mentally, spiritually departed from this place, because this place will keep you in a damn hamster wheel. If you don't have a Rakakwadash on you, it's Jeremiah 5:51-7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right, so Babylon is that place that made all these nations drunk. They got the whole world drunk with her wine, that tries to keep people staggering and confused in the state of confusion. So the nations are mad, gonna send missiles to this place. And rightfully so. All right. So I just wanted to harp on that, just about, with all the things that's going on, all right, in the world, Esau still got their tricks up their sleeve, trying to keep people distracted, and still got it going on. All right, so I just wanted to bring that out on my spirit, call Halal Yahweh.